Hi there. It is day 14 of the Ultimate Reset, and that means I'm on my last day of phase 2. So the detox, which is what this phase was, didn't bother me at all. I know a lot of people are kind of complaining about having to take it, and it wasn't the greatest, most pleasant thing in the world, but it really didn't bother me at all. So that part, I'm kind of could take or leave. In fact, I probably will use that as maintenance when this is over because I see the value in that particular product. So, however, I do need to go back and kind of restate my day 13 experience. I usually make these videos in the morning, kind of maybe right after I've had breakfast or something, and I usually talk more about the day before, even though, technically I tell you it's the day that it is. And I tell you what, yesterday was a really rough day for me. And I think it's because, well, a number of factors, but I was grumpy and I really wanted bread or pretzels or something like that. And I hadn't had any kind of cravings for a couple of days. So I felt blindsided by it. And I think what made yesterday so rough was that the previous 2 days, some of the meals were just not satisfying to me. And I don't mean calorically, but how they tasted. And up until now, I have loved everything that I've made. That the meals are delicious. But I had to make roast beets, and I had never really had beets before. And I mean, people love them, so I was actually excited to, have a reason to try them out and what sounded to be a really good recipe. And I just did not. I didn't mind the first couple of bites, but it was tough for me to get through it, and I didn't finish it. And then unfortunately, well, for me, that same meal is what you're supposed to use for lunch the next day. And so I had two kind of meals. I love my breakfast, the fruit and everything, and I use Shakeology as well with that. But really, not only is it low calorie, which that's fine, but if you're going to have restricted calories and then an unsatisfying taste experience, that was just not great. And so yesterday afternoon, I was unhappy, and I was grumpy, and I wasn't going to give in to wanting the bread. I knew I wasn't going to, but I was shocked at how all day I was wanting bread. I mean, all afternoon, it just would not go away. And usually cravings do go away. They're momentary. You just kind of ride them out and it's not a problem. But this was which to me says it was more emotional because, it was just more about me being grumpy, I guess, that I didn't, have food that tasted good, even though it was nourishing. And I probably had fewer calories than I should have because I didn't finish the beets on either time. So, maybe that was part of it. And then to top it off, last night, a meal that I was, again, looking forward to making. It was a type of squash. I had used butternut squash with this garlic tahini sauce. I was so excited for that because I love tahini. And I screwed it up because I used butternut squash, which needed more time in the oven to cook than what the recipe said, because the recipe used a different type of squash. And I used miso powder instead of miso paste. So anyway, all these different things kind of blew up in my face, and the butternut squash was still firm. It wasn't soft. It was, kind of difficult to eat. It was in there for 45 minutes at a high temperature oven. And then because of the consistency of the sauce, it was actually burned. So that was a third meal in 2 days that really left me wanting. And after dinner, I was just beside myself. So upset, and whatever. It was just not a great day. So I woke up this morning. I feel better, and what I've decided is, and actually we have a very busy day today. We're leaving around 2 in the afternoon. Probably won't get home till 1 in the morning. So I've already packed my dinner, and I made sure to make a meal from earlier in this week that I know I love, which is pinto beans and rice. Love that. And a salad, because you're supposed to have steamed vegetables, but I don't know how well that would transport and kind of being kept for several hours before I actually eat it. So I just made a salad, and I should be good to go. We shall see. Anyway, that's my update for day 14, and keep my fingers crossed. And tomorrow we'll start the first day of the last week.